It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with you counting down going live because we really need to go back and we were talking about math.
And that's why lines exist.
And that's why lines exist to kick you in the nuts. Up yours, Greeks. Up yours. Stupid Greeks and their stupid lines and proving they exist at angles.
Are you complaining live or did you not?
Complaining live.
Okay.
And I'm talking ancient Greeks, so if you're a modern Greek, that's fine. I'm sorry, your ancestors because they went to a lot of different places too. Jerks. Math jerks.
Wow. How rude.
Look, if an ancient Greek is watching this, I'm going to be like, how are you still alive? And after that, still.
We're playing a vampire game.
So
if an ancient Greek is watching this, hi Zeus.
Up yours, Zeus. Okay.
Hi, Heracles.
Anyway, so, you folks awaken in your hotel room. Blackout curtains up. No disturbed throughout the day. You kind of had the note in your at your check-in of because you were like checking in at like 4 a.m, not to be disturbed because you got in late. What are you folks all now doing that you are awake?
What color is your outfit today?
It is technically Thursday evening, so gray.
Gray. Okay. And that means that you are... Yeah, okay.
Okay, so it's okay to go out in public right now.
We got up at like 7:30. Is the sun still kind of up?
About 7:30, we'll say you getting up. Then there's still some light outside in the world, but it's mostly down. Probably by about 8 o'clock, things should be dark enough.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys would probably wake up to me like crouching near the curtain, pulling it open, saying death, closing it life. Death, life, death, life, death, life, death, life. Death, life.
I swear
Oh,
if
hi.
you pull that off. If you pull that off by accident, I swear.
I'm kind of strong, not that strong, that I would just accidentally go, woo! I let go before I did that, by the way. I figured I should tell Tantus.
Okay.
Okay.
Be careful. I'm
You are
gonna
correct.
stand in the bathroom.
Do
With the
either
door.
of you have other clothes?
Can you, Eric, roll willpower? Just please.
Sure.
Just
Oh,
roll
no.
willpower. Alright. You're fine. With Death Life. You did not freak
fine.
yourself out.
Unfortunately, I passed things.
Look.
That was fun.
You do see like an intense like look at his eye, like there was like an intenseness in his eyes, like of death, like he was kind of getting like in a zone or something, like a mental just push through of whatever was going on there. As the two of you were probably like actually to a degree, even like not near him, feeling just freaked out by what he was doing.
But it's better now, right?
Now that he's
I
no longer
stopped.
doing it.
I stopped.
Okay.
Sorry, my sire still affects me.
Okay.
Yep.
Is your gray outfit a suit, or is it just like t-shirt and jeans kind of thing?
I probably have both.
Okay. Are you
And-
in the suit?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have the actual line of suits to wear, but
That's okay. I only have the one that's really anything other than black, and it's way too warm in this room for me to be wearing black. Do you have any
I have
nicer
some-
clothes?
Something acceptable, probably. If not, I'm sure I can borrow a jacket, you know?
We could steal you a dress.
Well, we could buy her a dress.
Yeah, we could just buy.
You're no fun.
The police already want us. I say as I
What?
sharpen my sword.
They want him. Mainly.
Technically, that's true.
Yeah.
And technically, that's also sort of also not true. Maybe.
I mean,
That might be another
There's a
good thing to
wanted
find out.
poster for you somewhere.
Yeah, but probably not in the restaurant.
Probably
All
not
right,
in the
so
restaurant.
Samuel is good. Is still working on the hacking,
Yes.
and we have a dinner date. I hope.
Ooh.
Uh,
I actually get to go.
yes.
Oh god. can I
Did you
have this-
not?
Well, I don't have the most blood, and I'm not sure I should spend it eating.
Because remember, you each had to spend one to wake up.
Mm-hmm. Already took it off.
I'm going to
Yeah, I
mark
did
that
as
off on Samuel's, because though he's not here, he technically will have to wake up. There you go.
I took it off.
Has
while
anybody
we
used
were
another one to
talking
stop the
about it.
rabies?
Oh, that's right, he has to use 2. Yep, he's good.
It's okay. He has more rats. I like
Yeah.
how to sustain himself, he has to eat what, 8 rats a day? Is it, or is it 4?
He has to drain 8 rats a day.
He gets like
Eating
8 rats,
a day.
Yeah.
So we need
Yeah.
to spend a blood point to eat food normally, except for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to do that, and then a little later on, you will have to expel it from your body, as it is not good for your system.
Well, that's
Your
okay.
shriveled,
We'll just blame the fish.
organs. Mm-hmm. All right. So you're heading to the restaurant to meet with David and James.
Yep.
Okay. It is a pretty high-end place. It's probably a little different than Morimoto's was. Morimoto's was more, I would say, modern Asian. You know, it's like bringing in a modern spin to traditional Asian things. This is a little bit more traditional kind of place that's upscale. Which, the two men are already there, it seems. They're at a kind of a table. They've got some space open there for extra. Did you guys? I'm assuming you guys arranged for a place there, or?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought you did. So they're at the table you arranged for. Oh, they're just talking a little bit amongst themselves.
Hello?
Hello. Can we help you?
Yes. Unfortunately, with the confusion at the museum last night, the Caine Institute has sent a new representative as the other was detained.
Oh, Mr. Call couldn't join us today.
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
Indeed.
Send him my regards.
Of course. Have you ordered?
No, we were waiting for Mr. Call and his bodyguards. Why don't you
course.
introduce yourselves?
Certainly. I am Alphonse Limerick.
Nice to meet you, Alphonse. So, how about the other, you other two?
This is Eric and Don.
Wow. Lazy.
Eric, Don, and Alphonse. Good to meet you. James is David's definitely gonna be like handshaking a little bit more. James is a little more back, but he's kind of like, giving you like, hello, hi, I'm Stein kind of thing. So tell me, how long have you been with the K Institute?
Only a decade or so now.
Oh, I didn't think they were around that long. I don't know much about them though.
They tend to like it that way. It allows a lot more surreptitious activity.
You seem very charity based.
Yes. We do, of course, acquire and distribute various ancient articles.
Return them to whence they came, I guess?
Mostly.
I guess you don't want to turn something over to like a war zone that'll get it destroyed. I can understand that. With everything that happened within the Middle East lately, I can see that. There's been a lot of problems. But that's one of the reasons I was worried about sending things back to Egypt also. Things seem stable now, but you never know when something else could occur. And a find like this.
Of course, we have our own high quality and highly defensible positions, and all of our artifacts are kept in areas where they can be very quickly extruded. We have backup plans.
James is just going to be glaring at you and not speaking right now. Let's eat, and then we can discuss business when we're done. How about that?
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
They order some food. I'm going to assume you are going to all order some food.
Oh, I'm ordering a lot.
I refuse because I'm on a very strict diet.
Okay.
I'll eat
You
your
need
portion.
some water or tea?
Oh no, everything is restricted. I already had
Oh.
my meal for today when I woke up.
Is it something?
He's a health nut.
Oh.
Yeah, don't.
They're going to give you kind of like funny looks, but they'll kind of go along with it. And Nathan,
Well,
I
let's see.
assume you're like spending a blood point eating some food.
Oh yeah.
You're
I'm
like,
vegan,
must
I'm
get
a
the stomach
Presbyterian.
pumping again.
I'm vegan, I'm allergic to this, I'm allergic
Much
to
better.
this, I'm allergic to this. And I just start rambling off different medical terms that they might or might not know about.
If you're actually using medical terms, roll me an intelligence medicine, I'll say. Just to, like, give it something that actually seems reasonable. Say difficulty...
Alright.
Difficulty 7.
I'm allergic to lumbar and
7,
anterior.
even though I used to work in a medical profession.
To sound convincing, I'm saying, you know.
Oh, alright.
Yeah. I mean,
3
like,
success.
yeah, because like it's easy to spout out medical jargon, but to sound a little more convincing, I was saying 7. So yeah, you come up with a list.
Oh, I
of,
know
like,
what I'm talking about.
You actually spout out a whole bunch of like actual like disorders and stuff that if they knew about them, you know, they would understand that you have like a severe. They're like, I'm sorry to hear about that. Are you? They're gonna like look to you, the other two of you, and like, are you sure he should be with you? Shouldn't he be like under
Safe.
someone's care or a hospital or something?
He is in someone's care.
Yeah.
My own. I have a dietary powder that I mix. It's no big deal. Shall we continue?
All of you. Well, I mean, 2 of them enjoy dinner. A third accepts dinner, and the fourth forces dinner down.
And holds it there.
And holds it there. Nathan just seems like he's, you know, it's like he's like taking a little bit of time eating, you know, It's just like it's a little work, but you manage to get it all down.
Yep.
After dinner's complete, David will continue to be the speaker. So, are you continuing the offer that Mr. Recall told me?
Yes.
So, what is it you're really offering?
What we are offering is to give you an exceptional tour of the museum in Egypt with all the protections that you might require or desire, and a place in the museum, or in the area of the museum, where you may study the artifact to your leisure However, we will be requiring that we take the artifact back to hold it in our secure facility, as was mentioned, until such time as we feel it is safe to return it.
And of course, if we have it on any kind of presentation or anything like that, you are going to get all of the credit for the finding. We will not claim any of that. It will be well known that you did.
Also, as stated, we do not wish the fame. We are in it for the artifacts and the safety.
James will kind of interrupt now. It's like, look, you gentlemen didn't want anything to do with my findings. Now that I found something that you're interested in, you're bothering with me. I'm not feeling like this is a great deal for me. I should take this back to my offices. I have colleagues here and in my facilities back in Washington that can look after these things just as properly. And if it is something of significance, it will be returned to Egypt like agreed upon previously. It belongs to Museum of Cairo, and I am going to study it and find out what it is, just because you feel like your facilities are better. James, come on now. They're trying to be reasonable. I understand that this is very infuriating, but...
I feel certain that the facilities we have in Egypt, our private facilities, are much better equipped to study and learn more about this artifact than anything you could find at a public museum in the United States.
Perhaps. But that doesn't mean anything to us. To those of us that work in the dirt. I spent my life searching for something like this. This is my find. It's ancient, an unknown language. It talks about a civilization other than the Egyptians, other than the Mesopotamians that were around during that time, that did trade with the Egyptians. Think of it. A lost civilization. This could hint at something. I'm not saying something like Atlantis or something, but maybe some of the myths of it came from this civilization, that people made up stories to go along with it because it disappeared so long ago. And this is evidence of it. This is an actual language, different from any of those.
I'm sorry, I don't follow. Why is us providing you the credit for all finds and allowing you to study not what you're asking for?
As someone that studies these things, you wouldn't understand. I spent my life searching for it, and you're just saying, we'll look into it and guarantee you credit where credit is due, guarantee you that we're going to talk about the find. It's more than the find for me. This is part of my life's work. From something I saw years ago, finding this, proving some of my theories that I couldn't bring to the public because they would have easily been discounted.
Okay, I suppose what I'm asking is, why is it necessary that you take care of this in the United States rather than in Egypt?
Because I don't trust you.
Difference?
Is that a good way of saying it? I don't trust you.
I can do two people with presents, right?
Well, as soon as that happens, you hear a voice behind you. Well, Mr. Alphonse is very untrustworthy, I'm afraid to say.
Shit.
Mr. Alphonse. Again.
Is that our good old friend
McCall?
trying to avoid behind us?
Yes. As you see him kind of motion to two bodyguards who kind of move towards the front of the building, and he kind of sits down. I apologize. I did not think I would be able to make it on time. Mr. Alphonse and his associates came in my place. They were in the city for other reasons. But gladly they were here to assist me. Isn't that right?
Yes,
Eric,
of course.
Dawn, Alphonse, how good it is to see you again.
Haven't seen you in quite a long time.
Indeed.
Does he actually look familiar at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
He seems like an
That's kind of
Egyptian
what
man, probably in his like mid to late 30s. Again, like it's like a Middle Eastern continent, so you can't quite tell. You know, from what you've heard, you're assuming Egyptian. You know, but
he's swarthy.
He's swarthy. Yes.
Well, considering I have no dinner to eat, and the last time we sat down, you insulted just about in every way possible my mother. I'm going to leave the dinner now. I'll go speak with your bodyguards. And I get up and walk.
It was unfortunate. I did not mean to insult his mother, but when you have had family problems like that, and sometimes you can tell jokes which are harmful, and he's never forgiven me for it. Alphonse, have you tried talking to him for me?
I have. He remains
stuck in his ways. Perhaps a fruit basket
intent
next
on
time.
studying here.
Perhaps a fruit basket. Maybe some blood oranges.
They are delicious.
Indeed. So, perhaps I can put you at some ease that my associates here did not have the option for. I've made some calls, some contacts around, and I have discovered some information out that should perhaps be able to assist you. Something that's a little nice. It seems as though there was talk within the Museum of Cairo to have a tour of some of our major Egyptian mummies. Some of those ones that have not traveled outside the country, and particularly to America. Giving you folks months within places like your museum at your Philadelphia College, at the National History Museum, where you can study some information. I can arrange a couple of years worth of tours in your country of some very important names. And I believe just claiming a facility. So what we're planning on doing is building a facility in the Museum of Cairo. A new facility, specifically for this artifact and others alike. And he's going to put out a paper. The Egyptian government has given me this to give you. You have the ability now to go and be head of that department for this area. That is what I'm offering you, James Thurston. Now, I understand that you might be reticent to part with this, so what I've arranged is perhaps for us to ship the item, rather than giving it directly to us, back through customs. You can accompany us to the port, and then where some of our men will put it back into customs. Is that agreed upon? He's going to be looking over the paper he got, and David's going to be talking to him this is a great opportunity. You can still get to study it. You're just not going to be in your laboratory now. You get the option, but something big. All right. I think we can make a deal. Excellent. I have a few arrangements to make, especially with my good friends Alphonse, Dawn, and Eric. And we have some things to discuss, but perhaps you can meet us all down at the port in a couple hours. Let's say 11. It's a little late, but I'm still on Egyptian time at this point in time. Shall we take our leave? Alphonse, Eric, Dawn. What are you doing with the bodyguards? They will not react to you, just kind of standing there.
Is there one that I recognize. We'll say.
Yes. They are both very big men.
I'm gonna like walk up next to him, just be like, you know, you're very spooky when you want to be.
You know, like when you get close to them and really look, you do notice there's something like unnatural about him, something just a little off, and it seems to be the same for both of them. Just something a little off.
I can assume that's the ghosty werepire thing.
Mm-hmm.
As we're finishing up conversation, can I pull out my phone and text Samuel?
Sure.
I'm gonna send him. Get into James Hotel. Find thing now.
Okay. We'll worry about that. James and David will then take their leave, and Rakal will escort you outside with his two friends. As you kind of get out into like a little more private area, like kind of like out in the streets, he's going to be like, Samuel, 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 Samuel. A long way from New York, aren't you?
A long way from Egypt, aren't you?
Oh, that's true. But I'm unsure if my original origin was Egypt itself. My memory back then is a little...
Well, that's what you get for coming back from the dead.
Oh, I apologize. I did indeed come back from the dead, but not the way that you are thinking. I'm Kiri Habari. Kiri Kabi. You can make a occult intelligence roll. Difficulty 8, I'll say, for this one.
Damn right I will roll that.
All right.
One success!
He is if he mentions that, he is an undying.
Oh, you're a really weird one.
Yeah, an undying is basically the supernatural proper way of referring to what would be referred to by common folks as a mummy.
Oh. Does he still have a brain? Did they take it out?
Were you wrapped up? Do you have
they're not like
still?
they're not like a mummy like you think of it.
Aww.
Yeah.
Do you like hip-hop music?
Probably. Oh, it is quite enjoyable for some of its beats.
I don't know everything about you, but I do know that you're an undying. Tell me more. I'm curious.
Perhaps we will have a chance to speak again. You seem quite interesting fellows, and we might have need of some of your type. But I'm afraid this artifact must come with me. But I understand. You don't want to go back to your prince, well, without anything.
We'll be in trouble, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Big trouble.
Then perhaps you can do us, in the K Institute, a favor, and we can do the favor of making sure that it looks as if you succeeded at your mission. What you hold in particular, what our good friend James has, is something a little different than what you were expecting. But I can perhaps have an arrangement for an old piece of an old copy of the Book of Nod to be returned to you. Something that perhaps you and your kin would love to see.
So, we get out of your hair, we get a paper. They say we did good?
Exactly. And we get what we want.
This actually doesn't seem that bad of a deal, guys.
Yeah.
That's good, because I was afraid I was going to have my friends here and get dirty. And I'm afraid when they get dirty, things get very, very messy.
I'm sure I wouldn't know.
I'm sure it'd be interesting to see.
I didn't bring my sword.
Then perhaps
Are you
we
better
can...
with swords or something?
Well, If we are in agreement, then I'm sure you and your fellows, Samuel, was it? I don't know where he is right now, but I'm sure he's slinking around in a sewer somewhere. Once I found one of you out, it was easy to find the rest of you.
Who did you find out first?
Well, the one that made the most noise. Nathan. Nathan.
Okay.
For a second there,
like...
my brain did out of game different characters. For a second, I'm like, Nathan. Yes, I was correct.
Theoretical noise, actual noise.
A little bit of both. I mean, you have heard him.
Yeah. Okay.
So, how would we take delivery of this page of the Book of Nod?
I can arrange for it to be with us in a few hours. I know someone in town that actually has a page that they would be willing to trade with for, well, things that I already have that are easily removed from my possession. But again, this would mean that we would need a favor from you. Something to assist us.
What manner of favor?
To be determined. It would be it would be nothing to betray your prince or your convictions. I'm a man of convictions myself. Your friend there, who is familiar with our type, know that we believe in balance, of returning balance to our spirits, to ourselves, and to this world, to finally find the peace that we do not have. It's one of our redeeming traits. Though, meeting with fellows that can often be a little more unsavory can be happening. My good friends here, they have some very primal urges, but with the right incentives, they can do the right things for what we believe is right. Anyway.
Excellent. Where shall we meet in a few hours?
You can join us at the docks, at customs. We'll make sure that the material is put into proper place, and the material that you were looking for will be brought forth to you. He'll kind of make a motion, and his car will kind of drive up. Well then, gentlemen, lady, till we meet again. He'll kind of... Oh, perhaps I should introduce myself properly. I'm Urasakin.
Can you spell that?
The name I go by.
That's me asking, not Nathan.
Urasaken. Uarseken. You have to thank an ancient Egyptian named randomizer generator for that one, because I would not have been able to come up with a good one.
Nice. No, I was indicating your insult to the lady that joined us, as you merely said, "Thank you, gentlemen."
And I believe I said lady. Apologies. I believe I thought I said that.
As we are being polite, I thought it was quite cool.
His two bodyguards are going to kind of let him in the car as he kind of gives his farewells and heads off. What are you planning on doing now?
Did you get it?
That will be something to determine what's going on there.
So the three of us get to basically just take next week off, right?
It probably won't take that long to figure out if he got it or not. You're sending him into the hotel room with the hope that it's in the hotel room.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we all get into the car.
Well, if it isn't, we got to figure out where it is. So,
and you have 2 hours to do it, where you have a good man named James already on his way.
I'm just going to point out that this is when we're in the car and obviously driving away. I put down the back seat so you guys can
Can hear you.
Just one of them with like, yeah.
Yeah, just a little poop. See my head. So,
Why didn't you make them insane? I thought that's what you did.
right then, the Masquerade exists for a reason. Entire, like, I'm not even I'm that crazy. That's just death waiting to happen.
For them.
The thing is, they would probably murder a lot of people and murder them, but since you might know a little bit, unlike you guys, werewolves have an aura called delirium, where if mortals see them, they go kind of crazy for a bit and then just pass it off.
If
you're immune to that.
I mean, yeah, it depends on how many people are alive, and some people can pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's
At most,
rare,
it might be
but
like
can pass.
someone unleashed a bear in the restaurant for whatever reason. You know, people will just think that.
See, I thought about it a few times, and it's very bad for us for that to happen. But there's also the thought of, what if I do it at the docks, when the page of Nod and this old thing is there?
You think that they're going to bring the page of Nod?
If they don't, then I can still do it at the docks.
If we can find the page that we're looking for before the docks, we don't need to go to the docks at all.
And then I don't have to get a bunch of people killed. Win-win.
Oh, I will give you now, Eric, because you have heard the name Kirihabi. You realize that another one of the symbols was a kind of bastardization of that group's symbol within the amalgamation.
Okay. We're dealing with a lot of fucked up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get torn apart by a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should contact the prince and let them know that this other organization is...
I think that is an excellent suggestion, as then we can also feed.
Oh, yeah.
to
And
the
not just-
insane.
No, I just ate a lot of Asian food. But
Uh,
I'm so hungry.
to the prince.
Well, I mean,
Then-
probably
to
for
be insane
Nathan and Dawn, to the restrooms, or to the back alley.
Oh no,
Yeah,
just
that's
out the
just-
window as you drive.
Yeah. It's not very pleasant to do while driving. I'm just gonna say that. Alright.
Yeah, definitely not while driving. Although, it is a
How-
rental.
How long
It's
is
alright.
Nathan's hair?
Long, fairly short.
Alright, then he'll just like grab a little tuft and actually hold Dawn's hair. Just so you guys can...
No, it's a
passes
rental,
us
it's fine.
tissue and rubs our backs, you know, he's trying to take care.
It's okay.
It's okay. You'll get it out. You'll get it out. Alright, but we will end it here for today, as they now have a complete other direction to go with this one to figure out how to solve the problem that's kind of gotten worse.
I mean... Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got a sword. It didn't get worse for
You got
me.
an awesome sword, though.
A
Yes.
sword? Well, a beaten-up sword and an awesome helmet.
You got a
Yeah.
beaten up sword that was probably like some like English duke from the medieval ages, like sword. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm gonna polish it up. I'm gonna go buy a whetstone, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn how to
You're
do
gonna
this.
fix it up. It's only a little chipped up from like being used to pry up a bunch of
Yeah.
things.
Just a little bit in half.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's strong enough to just bend that out.
In the back,
Yes.
yeah.
And then maybe, you know, we can have a Samuel return to see what his misadventures for a small period of time will be.
Yep.
If how successful of is it in the hotel room? You shall find. I want to see him get into the hotel room. Is the thing.
He's trying
It's
to
an
sneak
up- it's-
in,
it's
and he's
an-
like this.
It's
and
an
there's rats behind you
upscale
doing it too.
hotel, just like the one you guys were staying in.
Yep.
We'll probably do feeding off camera right after this real quick, huh?
Yeah,
Just to get
well,
it
I was gonna
out of
say
the way.
what you can do is I might just say you can as long as you meet the principal successfully, I could just give you that you could feed for I'll say, we can just say, roll your...
I have...
Roll, just, let's say just roll dex, just, that's not, let me think of... I'll do it off stream.
I have other ways to get through, yeah. Well...
I'll figure it off stream, but we'll just figure it out. The thing is, you can add that in after you talk to the prince, which we'll do also next time for you guys. We'll just do a quick meeting with the prince, especially if you're going to tell the prince information about what the heck is going on. And you guys can have 3 more experience then. I think we're about the same as what we were last week. So
we're at 6 now.
I'm just going to let you know that 4th experience does exist, but it will be if one of you does like one of you hits a certain trigger, basically you will get that individually. You take a special one. The rest of them, generally speaking, all of you are together pretty well. So
yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
all of Jess's friends apparently for hanging out.
Yeah, right.
Well, maybe if Dunce had been here, we would have had some of Dunce's people too.
True.
But
my wife said she was gonna walk. I haven't seen her pop up though.
She might have she just might have been lurking. You know,
that's true because she is at work.
I can totally accept lurking people. You're hanging around. You don't have to say anything. You're just enjoying a good time, enjoying some vampiric action. Good times. Good times.
So, Cactus, who goes first?
Let's go. Let's see. What order did I go in before? I did Carpugestive. Why don't we do it first?
Doesn't matter.
I know, but we'll just do the same. We'll do the same each time. I'm just gonna do horseshoe then from now on. We'll start I'll just do dunce and do like horseshoe around us. So Carpe Diem. Where can people find you? You know what you're up to this week, that kind of thing.
All right. Well, obviously orgy. Twitter.
Because you have a lot of them. Apparently.
Yeah, lots, tons, all over the place. Orgy means banana, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I have lots of bananas. Okay, so I am the Carpe Diem. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/thecarpediem. I, again, been playing a lot of Warframe, so PlayStation or Steam, the Carpe Diem. I'm pretty consistent across platforms.
Cool. Jess.
I am Bubblegum Viking, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And since I hit 50 sub points this week because of fucking gift subbing, we are gonna have a private movie night in my Discord on Friday. We're gonna watch anime in the daytime, and then we're gonna watch movies in the evening. So that's gonna be fun. So you should make sure you join the Discord.
I'm always curious about how those work for watching them with people. I'm like wondering about that too.
There's a website called Rabbit.
Yeah.
And you can watch Netflix and stuff on it.
Oh.
How does one gain access to your Discord?
Go to all my links. They're all in there.
I forgot to put people's links into
the bot.
To Nightbot. Yeah. I'll try to do that after we're done the show here. I try to be nice about it so I can go like exclam like legacy players, and it'll just pop up with everybody's links really nicely. You know, I like doing that.
Yeah.
Tim.
Convenient.
I know, convenient.
I'm Tavalik pretty much everywhere. I have no idea what's going on with a lot of my streams now because Worm went AWOL.
Yes, Worm went AWOL. He's going through some stuff. He's gone AWOL. He's so I don't know either.
The one that pulled away?
Yeah, our pal just some things happened with him, and he's on a hiatus from stuff mostly. As he said, he might show up in other people's stuff, but he's not really going to stream or anything on his own.
So we have no idea what we're going to be fucking doing. So yeah, that's my life at the moment. Tannis, what about you, buddy?
Okay, we'll be back next week, of course, and hopefully Dunce will rejoin us. Hopefully he'll have everything sorted out with, we'll have no hurricane/tropical storm problems anymore. You guys can catch, I don't know if me, Tiv, and anybody, and our rest of our group will be doing anything tonight. We'll figure it out, and we'll let you know on Discord and Twitter about it. But otherwise, I'm back tomorrow morning for my more normal streams. I'll be back on Thursday for Madness of the Land at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Tiv and a whole bunch of other folks that have a great time doing some D&D. And I think that's all the major announcements for now. And remember to check out my Discord, Twitter, my YouTube if you want some... Especially if you want to learn about a lot of these the vampire clans and stuff. I have an entire series of every clan and bloodline talking about them on my YouTube channel. That took a while to do.
Damn.
And I've technically started doing the NPCs of Vampire World. I'm on the 3rd generations talking about them. And they are crazy crapping characters. So, if you want vampire stuff, go there for now. Anyway, that's it.
Or back here on Tuesday.
And, oh yeah, well I mean, be back next week to join us again for more exciting adventures. And we'll see you then.
Just rewatch the VODs to get a fix.
That's true. And last week's episode will be up on YouTube this evening.
Ooh.
So it'll be in 3 parts. Should be up in this evening. So okay, thanks everybody. Goodbye.